Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for being gracious enough to give us these prophecies in the times that we in by way of his men, the apostles of Great Millstone, to whom we show reverence and give double honors. I want to say shalom to you, sincere Akim out there, who continuing to labor in his work in all truth, faith, and sincerity. That's the book of Luke, chapter 22, and verse 52. Then Yahweh Shai said unto the chief priests and captains of the temple, and the elders which were come to him, Be ye come out against a thief with swords and staves? When I was daily with you in the temple, ye stretched forth no hands against me. But this is your hour and the power of darkness. Yeah, and right now, we in the hour of Esau's power, which is the power of darkness. The same thing which happened to Yahweh Shai is going to happen to us. The servant is not greater than the master. And when you read in this passage, on up, Judas, which was amongst the 12 and amongst Yahweh Shai, actually betrayed our Lord with a kiss. And that's symbolic to snitching, all right? Betraying somebody with the mouth. And that's going to happen in these times. All right, these devils is watching us, and they're getting ready to make their move on us, man. We in those times. And they're going to identify the weak guy of the group, all right? The main guy who you got to keep reproving about doing the work, a guy that's really not in the spirit, who hands is in his pocket. Well, guess what? Esau going to snatch that guy up, and he's going to betray the head of these certain camps with a kiss by snitching. All right? Because, see, we're in the time of Esau's hour. This is Esau's hour. The Heavenly Father gave Esau the power of the sword. And the Lord is going to allow Esau to take one more swipe at us, man, with that sword. And we're in that time. And with that one swing, he's going to swing right at the head, which is the prophets, man. We the heads of Israel right now, man. So this devil is getting ready to roll on us, man. And Yahweh Shai said, when I was teaching daily in the temple, you stretched forth no hand against me, but you waited until the night watch to gather me, man, or to apprehend me. And that's happening these days, all right? These devils see us out. We ain't got nothing to hide, man. We right on the internet. We publishing this word in broad day, all right? Yet they're going to wait until the night watch, and they're going to roll on certain of us brothers, man. All right? Now this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Yeah, and that's dealing with these elites. That's dealing with the so-called white man and these certain troops that he's going to deploy out to snatch up the brothers, man. Because there's certain legislations on the book, all right, such as Project Megiddo, Rex 84, where they strategically lining up to make a smooth transition to roll on us, man. And as we move forward in these prophecies, that anger towards us, Jake, all right, is being kindled more and more. Because you have the prophets out here bringing out the truth, man, which is breaking that stronghold of the devil. See, these devils, man, put a lot of time, resources, and money into suppressing the truth, man. But the Heavenly Father has set up us to break that stronghold. And the devil is going to do nothing but revert back to his attribute, all right, which is the sword. He's not going to diplomatically try to deal with us, man. He's going to revert back to what he knows best, and that's that sword, man. So this is serious time, all right? We right in that hour of darkness, which is Esau's hour, all right? And he's going to take full advantage of it. He's going to roll on us, man. That's why a lot of men out here don't know what they're involved in, man, all right? Matter of fact, this is the book of Acts, chapter 14, and verse 22. Conforming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter the kingdom of the Most High. All right, so with much tribulation, we're going to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So this narrow road that we are traveling on is going to get narrower and narrower as we go, man. All right, so with much tribulation, we're going to enter into the kingdom. Certain men is going to have to be put to death for this truth. All right, other men is going to be tortured. You're going to be betrayed by men right in your camp who is weak. All right, you're going to be betrayed by family members, man. It's not all about dressing up in your garment, going out and calling the white man the devil, man. And that's been well documented. All right, this thing is about having faith and enduring to the end. And that word endure means to make hard, man. So we going to come into the times where your faith is truly going to be tested. You know, then we're going to really know who are true men of the Heavenly Father, man. That's why it's important to pray. Because you got Trump in office, which is basically a puppet, all right? But the elites know what they was doing when they put this guy in office, man. All right? This guy's not really so-called PC. Whatever comes into his mind, he's speaking. That's why this guy's all over Twitter, all right? Whatever, he shares thoughts, all right? But this is basically the Heavenly Father beginning to make this thing come to pass, man. All right? And all these things happen to the disciples, and it happened to Yahweh Shah ultimately. So guess what? You got to arm your mind to know that these things can happen to you, man. All right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Yep, so long as you in these scriptures and you going out doing the work, all right, the Most High is going to keep you from that hour of temptation, which is that hour of darkness, which Yahweh Shah spoke about, man. Yahweh Shah said, this is indeed your hour, all right? And this is that hour where Esau is going to make that last hurrah, so to speak. So we're in a time now where the Heavenly Father is going to allow this devil to actually roll on us, man. And then your faith is really going to be tested. That's why the scripture tells you, without faith it's impossible to please the Most High, man. Because those devils is going to try to get you to denounce the doctrine, denounce the name. But you got to hold fast, man. All right? This is the book of Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. All right? Yeah, so we coming into a time where we're going to be presented with, like I said, being tortured, all right, being beheaded. They're going to lay hands on you, man. All right? These devils, they know who we are. This is not like being at odds with some guy on the other side of town who don't know where you rest your head at, or beefing with some guy who don't got a beat on you. These devils know everything about us. They know where we at, man. So these devils is going to send their military might, and they're going to come after the men of the Lord. And they're not going to make that public. All right? It can happen tonight. They're not going to do like when they was so-called rolling on Al-Qaeda, and they're going to be covering it in the news. No, they're going to keep this thing under wraps. It's going to be a genuine hate, all right? They're going to come at you, and it's not going to be publicized. Your family not going to know where the hell you at. This thing is real, man. All right? This is the bitterness of the scriptures, which these other camps is not going to tell you, man. And by the way, all you other camps who don't even push the truth, you're going to suffer these things, man. But the Lord is not going to keep you from that hour of temptation. He's going to deliver you up to it. Why? Because you are not in that strong tower, which is the name of the Heavenly Father. That's what's going to keep us in the stability of the scriptures. All right? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, how the Lord deliver you out of it. All right, the Most High is really going to test you, man, to see if you are worthy of this kingdom, man. All right? I'm going to close out on one more scripture, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, because we definitely in this time right now, man. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And that's dealing with the men of the Lord. We are the kingdom of heaven right now. The kingdom of heaven is in us. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And we in that short time, we in that hour. We in Esau hour, man. This is Esau's last hour to make that move. And he's gonna come at us, man. Hard body, man. Alright? So, I hope this was a comforting video. Really, I hope it was a warning, man, for all you guys that's in this truth to understand what you're involved with. This thing is gonna get real, man. It's gonna get really real. Alright? Until the next time I say,